Next up is Loud Heller, and Jack Shen is presenting.
Great, thank you for coming here tonight and for staying so late to hear about Haler. You know, the reason why we're working with IoT is because it has the potential to make people's lives measurably, quantifiably better. It's not just that it's a potential technical gimmick, but that it could actually improve people's lives. But there's a problem, at least aside from my perspective. And it's that it's subject to the limitations of the internet. When we're talking about availability, congestion, affordability, power, and the infrastructure costs that are associated with it. For those of you who don't leave New York City, you may not see these as being real problems, but I live in Ulster County, which is 90 minutes north of Manhattan. And most of the county, large parts of the county do not have cell reception. So as you're driving around, you can't get a cell signal. More importantly, there's no DSL and no cable available to large portions of the county as well. A few years ago, I called Time Warner to find out about getting cable run to my house, and they wanted me to pay them $30,000 to get a cable connection. So the question becomes, how does IoT help people like me? How does it make my life better if I work or live in some place like Ulster County, 90 minutes away from New York City? We're not the only people who are thinking about this problem. Don Dodge, the Google developer advocate, has talked about this, and from a different perspective, but essentially one of his predictions for 2015 was that you need to have an alternative data network that will be better suited to provide the data needs of IoT, and he predicted that the form of that would be a low-cost mesh type of network. With me is Luca Kozza, who will be here to explain our proposal to solve that problem.
Okay, so our idea, the approach where it comes from is that let's look at the IoT and let's look at what is the Internet of Things means. You know, Internet of Things, I think that everybody thinks, oh, okay, I need a device, I need to connect to the Internet. But the truth is that the devices need to connect each other as well. So how can we create a different environment, a different world, or have all the access of technology if there is no internet? How many times we are in a certain location, we don't have internet, we want to control our thermostat at home? Stop. We are at home, we cannot control our thermostat, we have a latency of 30 seconds, we just come in, we just want to unplug everything, we go there, and we touch with the finger. So all these kind of things are real problems that the normal users are seeing, and where we see potential about getting into the market with our solution. So what is Internet without things? IoT without the Internet. So people need way to access devices, knobs, sensor, in a way that is independent from the cloud. Now we have cloud-to-cloud integration, everybody. We have multiple level of integration, which is great, creates things, but is not what we target, what we address. We address a specific cluster, a specific market, which is this one. So bringing IoT to areas with poor connectivity. It's not moving good, but you know, we have like a situation like where you have a big boat, cruise boat, how that works. You know, you have a boat running in the ocean, and how can you get connectivity between the people on board without killing the Wi-Fi system that clearly is well known by everybody before, and if we use data is, sorry to say this way, crazy expensive. Then in an area like stadium and with high concentration, we clearly have a break into the cell, Wi-Fi, and standard connectivities, which do not let like proximity advertisement technology work as you know, the business model would provide. And situations where we have remote locations, like we can say oil rigs, area where jack leads without connectivity. So Our goal is to target and to provide a platform which provide true mesh based on Bluetooth, true mesh. We work on range, we optimize energy consumption of the device, we reduce the latency on applications, and we try to maximize the data channel. Which
Questions?
You appear to be only Bluetooth, right?
yeah.
So I think you're at the wrong conference. This is the Internet of Things, not the Internet, not Internet.
I didn't deny that the use of internet is what we have in the back end, but we also can assess the market and create a momentum for our company on leveraging what is actually could be used without the internet.
Well, I have a question. If this is Bluetooth, the range on Bluetooth is very short. You have a house out in the country. How's that house connecting to the next house that's 2 miles down the road? Over Bluetooth?
It could, yes. We have a relay.
A couple of things. I mean, we're not looking to be a standalone kind of solution, but rather we are talking to wireless carriers as a way to help them extend their coverage, so that where the wireless network may stop in terms of their range, that's where we can pick up and be the last mile solution. So it's not, we're not talking about using Bluetooth to run hundreds of miles, but rather the last mile solution.
I understand that you're trying to create this farm at the very edge of the network. Whether it's a mile or 100 feet doesn't really matter, but it's a myriad of sensors that you're trying to connect, right? But the question I have is, there are a ton of Bluetooth meshing solutions. How are you different?
The actual mesh Bluetooth, they are proprietary, and they're required to use their specific chipset. Right now, there is no common standard. So if you are using an Atmos solution, if you use a Nordic solution, you actually can create a mesh networking by your ecosystem using the same silicon supplier. How can this be used in a different way? So how can we create a platform, as we were saying, delocalizing computing? You know, one of the delocalization of the computing is the mobile phone. So how can you create a device which is a PLE that can connect to your phone or any of your phones?
I understand the premise, but if we, let's say, standardize one of the proprietary solutions you named tomorrow, how are you different?
We are broader. That's what I think is that we can connect whatever is in the market right away through a complex and complete platform. So what I mean is that once we have one device, one sensor, for example, one terminal device, that device could be connected through my phone, through any other phone. We create networks that are created on the server side. So we create specific topology, we create a cluster network, we create family of devices that can link and connect each other without any barrier.
So is it self-organizing mesh or managed mesh?
Sorry?
Self-organizing mesh or managed mesh?
Is a part of the mesh, is a node of the mesh. It's no longer central or a peripheral, like in the terms of BLE, but is both. So it's both terms.
Any other questions?
Again, I guess I'm wrestling with the target. Is the target sort of like remote edge type environments? You know, is that what you're trying to bring in and capture?
Currently we're talking to a wireless carrier, and we're looking at helping them with a couple of specific enterprise customers, where the customers are physically located in situations where they cannot extend the cell coverage any further. And so the idea is that with our software and also proprietary hardware, what Luca referred to as the relay, we could actually extend the functionality of IoT into their facilities, into those areas where they can't further extend the cell coverage.
Is that broadband or low band? Is it broadband or low band? It is low band.
We
So
don't
if you
aim
looked at low power, long range
And the time is
stuff,
up. I'm sorry.
We don't aim it to replace. We are a complementary solution for that.
Thank you for your presentation. Thank you very much. Next up is Smart Pet Solutions, and we have